Yo, guys, what's going on? I just want to do a video to give a recap of my trades to show the trades that I took yesterday. So, yeah, like I said in a previous video, I've just been losing throughout this whole period. That price has just been going higher, just straight up green candles and no retracement, and I was losing. I was losing because there was no retracement. I was in here trying to catch a retracement down into this fair value gap, down into this equal lows, but it wasn't giving me an opportunity. It just kept on going high. So I was losing for like 2 weeks straight. But now finally got the retracement and I've had 3 winning trades in since yesterday. I took 2 trades yesterday being Thursday and 1 trade today being Friday. So I'm just going to show you guys the breakdown of what I saw to make me take the trades. So let's start with yesterday's trades, right? Here on the daily time frame chart of GBP USD, we've been trading higher and we took out buy side liquidity above this high, trading into this fair value gap that is here on Tuesday. Wednesday didn't really do anything, it was just consolidation, right? And then Thursday, which was yesterday, we finally booked back up again. Let me zoom in. So we finally, it wants to rain now. I want to go to the gym. We finally booked back up into that fair value gap and we swept Tuesday and Wednesday's high, right? So to me, whenever we take out previous day highs or previous day lows and we reject like we did here, that's a huge indication that price is going to deliver the opposite direction. So we've taken our liquidity, traded into this key level, which is this fair value gap, took out previous day highs, rejected. When I see this, I'm obviously looking for sales. Right? So going down to the 5 minute time frame, or okay, let me. I also saw other. Actually, I didn't take this trade on GU. I took it on EU, that is Euro USD. But I'll get to that. I'll show you what made me take the trade on EU. So when we go to the dollar index, alright, go to the daily charts. What do we have? This was Thursday. We reached up. I saw Thursday that we had traded down, took out previous day lows, and anybody that trades knows that for whatever we see in the dollar index, we do the opposite in other pairs. So we took out the lows and we rejected after touching the midpoint of this order block. That's the main threshold. So we touched the main threshold, took out previous day lows, and we rejected the body. Look at the body staying above there. So to me, that indicates bullishness. So I'm looking for bearishness. So if we go down to the 5 minute time frame, on Thursday, this is what I saw. I saw that we made a higher high during Asia session. Here is London session, this green part here. During Asia session, we made a higher high here. But in GBP USD, I go down to the 5 charts. Thursday. We made a higher high, but since so in GU, what am I saying? Yeah, we made a higher high in dollar index, right? This high higher than this high. But here we are supposed to make a lower low, but we didn't make a lower low, right? Because these two pairs trade inversely to each other. So whatever this does, this is supposed to do like the opposite. So opposite of a higher high is supposed to be a lower low, but this low didn't go lower than this low. What time did this low form? 21:35. What time did this high form? 21:40. So around the same time. What time did this high form? 2:30 a.m. What time did this form? 2:35. So just 5 minutes apart, but they are the same. But this didn't go lower than this. So when I saw this shows me an indication. This is an indication to me that this GBP USD is not weak, like it's not yet ready to drop. Because if it's ready to drop, to respect market structure and make it lower low, but it didn't do that. So I looked at Euro USD. If we go to Euro USD, Thursday, yeah. Yeah, so you can see in Euro USD, it made a lower low, and the structure it just looks cleaner. So we made a lower low here. So what I did, I simply waited, it traded up, took out buy side liquidity here. That is, it swept this high as my normal trade entry. Swept that small short-term high there, then it rejected to the downside, and then made this fair value gap here. So this is where I entered, and then it dropped. So that was the first trade I took, which was obviously profitable. I think I got out. Yeah, my take profit was at this low. So I don't aim for big trades, just like usually 1 to 1, 1 to 2, because I'm trading on the 5 minute time frame. This was my take profit here, because I'm trading off. So this is what I took. That was the first trade I took yesterday, being Thursday. On so later on, right, I saw that basically the same thing happened on the 1 hour chart. So if we, after this massive drop, look at this big drop starting all the way from here, after taking out previous day highs, right, to Wednesday and Tuesday highs. Let me go back to GU. So Thursday took out previous day highs and we dropped down massively like this. When I see this fast drop in one session, then I know that there's probably going to be a market structure shift on the higher time frame. So I went up to the 1 hour chart. This is the 1 hour chart. So I saw, of course, is a big drop, and we took out this low. That's the market shift in market structure, right? After taking out previous day highs. Let me delete this. So took out previous day high. By the way, I keep changing the colors because that's just I for highs I use green lines, for lows I use red lines. So that's what I'm doing. So took out previous, this is Tuesday high, Wednesday high. We took out the buy stops that are resting above here. We rejected, dropped down, and obviously fair value gap. So that's where I took my second trade on the 1 hour time frame. Price traded up into here. That's where I took the entry, and then it dropped down, but it didn't get to my take profit. My take profit was down here, this low was down here. So this is an hourly chart, so I was basically holding this for the whole entire day, right? I was holding this for the whole day, and I was still and I was shocked that we still haven't gotten down here. So I closed it around here because just look at this, it was just moving around. It wasn't really serious about going down. So what I noticed was that we have this other block here. There's this other block here, and this other block is acting as support. See how the bodies of the candle are staying on top of that other block, right? We just touched the midpoints, that's the main threshold. The wicks touched it, but the bodies were now staying on top of it. So this was a bad sign to me if I'm trying to sell, if I'm expecting lower prices, because if price really wants to go down for these lows, you shouldn't have any problem just dropping down through this and getting to these lows, but it didn't do that. So I got skeptical about the trade, and then I just close it around here with some profit. So that was my second trade. And then for the third trade, hold on. Alright, so for the third trade, which was today, being Friday, it was during New York session. So just to make it clear, these colors, these color indications are just different sessions on my chart. So this blue is for Asia, this green is for London, and then this I think brown and pink is for New York session, New York AM session, and New York PM session. So today, right, I looked at the dollar index because I use dollar index, I use intermarket analysis for all my trades. So I have to see something that aligns in the dollar index before I trust what I'm seeing in GBP USD or Euro USD. So looking at the dollar index, to go up to the 1 hour time frame. So yeah. So what happened? Again, I saw SMT. So this look at this. We saw this high and this high. This high didn't take that high, right? This shows that dollar is weak because it failed to take a high. But looking at GU, this low took that low. We dropped down. What time? Around what time this low created? 10 dollar index. This was around 10 here, and this was made around 2, and this was made around 2. So these are the same levels, but this didn't go higher, but this went lower. These two pairs are supposed to be incongruent, right? Inversely congruent or whatever, but this is a crack in correlation. This made a lower low, but this failed to make a higher high. That is an indication that this is weak and it is falling, right? When I saw it, it was already falling. So dollar is weak, which means there's going to be strength in foreign currencies, like we see here. So I was initially thinking, okay, this is proceeding down for this low. But when I saw that this was failing to make a higher high, and it was really dropping, so that means I just switched my bias to buys. And not just that, I saw that, okay, we traded down, right? We took out this low, so we've taken liquidity already. And then what happened? We went right back up and broke market structure above this high here. Look at the speed. It used to go back up there. Just look at it. Was struggling initially. Since yesterday, it was struggling to get down here to this other block. It has been struggling to get down to that other block. It finally gets down to it, takes out the liquidity resting below this low, and then in just one candle, it springs back up out of the 1, 2. So that's a huge indication of bullishness that this market is ready to go up, coupled with the fact that the dollar is weak and is going down. So show you the trade I took on a 5-minute time frame. What happened? So this is it. We've taken that low, we came right back up, and we started hanging above. We're going back up to the 1 hour chart. Let me just show you something. Just see how we started staying above that other block. It wasn't willing to go down again. So back to the 5-minute chart. So once I see this, that confirms my bias. We are looking for a buy. And I already have a video of this, right, that I'm going to attach. So we drop down, take out the sell side, resting below the swing low here. We drop down. So 7 a.m. is when I start looking for a stop hunt. So 7 a.m. is around here. Let me just mark it out. So this is 7 a.m. 7 a.m. We take out this low, and then let me just shift this. There's a swing high here. This short-term swing high. This green candle, large green candle, just disrespects it. So market structure is broken. There's a market structure shift, and then we have also this fair value gap. If we extend it out in time, you can see how the candles were trading into it. So this is where I got my entry. Well, not directly here, but around here, because I was late to the chart. So I entered around here, but I was working with the premise that this candle has already dropped into here, so I can't wait for it to drop back again because it might just leave me. But it dropped down, but I just entered around here, and yeah, we got movement. And I then clue. I was aiming for this high, which you guys are going to see in the video that I attach. But I was aiming for this high here, and as you can see, we obviously got to that high, and that's where my TP got hit and took me out of the trade. But look at what happened after we hit TP. Like bro, what the hell is this, man? I wish there's something that you can just use to tell, like, yo, keep this trade open. It's still going to move. It's still going to move a lot. But who knew? I was just catching this first beginning part of the whole entire movement, and this is what happened after my TP gets hit. But we can't predict the market. So yeah, those are the trades I took. And if you watched up to this point, thank you for your attention. Until probably next week, we'll see what happens next week. So I guess this means I'm out of my losing streak, and this losing streak also taught me a huge lesson. I need to be able to identify. I need to learn to spot market conditions like this, and instead of trying to look for retracements, I need to find ways to join it. But actually, thinking about it, I was actually looking for ways to join it, but it didn't offer much because it didn't do much in terms of reaching for sell side liquidity. Because you guys see my entry, I need to see stop horns first in the opposite direction. Like if I'm looking for a buy, I need to see it sweep lows before I enter, or if I'm looking for a sell, I need to see it sweep highs. But throughout this whole thing, it didn't do much of that. It was just ignoring lows and just kept on moving up. So I didn't even get much entries. The entries that I got were losing trades. So that's the cause of my losing streak. And I was thinking, oh, am I not a good trader? It was actually just the market conditions. So thanks for watching, and till next time, sure. So currently I'm in a buy. Took a buy around here, and I saw price drop into this fair value gap. So I bought around here, and I'm expecting it to go for the liquidity above this high, or maybe just this high, right? This high and this high. So I took a buy around here, and gave me good feedback by going up, but then starting to consolidate. So I'm not even sure. Still looking promising because we went above this fair value gap, came back through it, swept these lows, and then rejected back up again and went back above the fair value gap. Now it looks like the bodies of the candle are just staying above the midpoint. So I've already trailed my stop loss from down here to here. So as long as it stays, let's say, above here, then it's still profitable. So aiming for this high here. We'll see how it goes. So here we are about 25 minutes later, and we've already hit TP. So good trade, Sha, good trade. Let me zoom out. Price went for that high there.